well, we can go ahead and get started. First off, my name is Molly, and I'm a student advisor here at Springboard. I'll kind of talk more about my role in a little bit, but right now it's just my job to get you acquainted with the material and get you oriented on our course and what's about to get happening. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen. Do note that when I do share my screen, I will not be able to see those of you who are joining us on the call. So if you have any questions, add it to the chat box. And while I am presenting, I will come back at the end answering questions that you guys may have. Great. So welcome to Intermediate Data Science. We're really excited to have you guys here and get you acquainted with the material, and really excited to have you join our course and to further your educational journey with us at Springboard. So first off, we'll go through a quick overview. So the first point we'll touch on is the course support. What can you lean on throughout your course? The second is our course structure. So what are the 4 different components that make up our course curriculum? And the last is the different tips to succeed in the course. So how do I feel? What's the most important way to differentiate the students who are really successful in the course and those who might struggle a little bit? So that's kind of what we'll be going over today. Let's jump on in. First, for course support, you have your student advisor, who is me, Molly Bridges. How can I support you? I support students in a lot of different ways. Some students I have weekly check-ins with, where we'll just touch base on how the course is going. It's just someone who they can be accountable to. So I might say, oh, you know, how is chapter 3 going? I know data wrangling can be really tough, so I understand if this might be a unit that you might be struggling on. Let's figure out some study tips and tricks to help you succeed. Other times I can just help students with time management, so we'll set specific time goals that are really measurable and timely, so we can come back to them and really assess how the student is progressing. But overall, just any way that I can advise or help you, please utilize me in any way that you can. I'm here to help you in any way, and just really want to make sure the course suits you, and yeah, overall just here to help in any way that I can. Along with myself, we have Andrew McGuire, who's your community manager. Andrew's there to make sure you never feel alone. He almost always responds to questions that you might have within 24 hours. So he lives in your community, which is on your course dashboard. This is where you can have questions maybe ad hoc, where you might not have your mentor call right then and there, but you still want an industry expert to help you. That's where you can go to Andrew. So he is a data scientist, and he is able to answer those technical questions. While I sadly am not a data scientist, Andrew is. So that's where you can kind of filter your more technical course content questions. And as the course progresses, you will eventually do your capstone project, and Andrew will be another great point of contact for looking at your capstone project before you submit it. So your second pillar of support is Andrew, which I really hope many of you utilize as well, because he is excited to meet many of you and help you in any way that you can throughout your course. And your last pillar of support is your mentor. As you see, we don't have your mentor's name there just yet, because you will find out who your mentor is on November 2nd. They are also similar to Andrew, industry experts. They are all data scientists, data analysts. They are extremely passionate about and for mentoring. They really want to give their knowledge onto the next generation of data scientists, and they really do feel passionate about, you know, helping others learn something that they love. And a lot of them have been doing this for a lot of years, and yeah, really enjoying teaching and mentoring. They are also going to be your main person of contact once a week in your 30-minute call. So as I'm sure many of you know, you will be matched with your mentor on Friday, and that's when you will find out your time that you will have with your mentor each week, and that will kind of house your 30-minute call each week with your mentor. So yeah, the 3 overall pillars of support that you'll have to lean on throughout the course. I think this is kind of the most important component of our course, and it can be a little sometimes hard to learn online. So yeah, I really encourage you and urge you to utilize all of us and lean on us throughout the course, because I think that kind of humanizes the online learning. And yeah, really excited for you guys to meet your mentor at Andrew very soon. And yeah, let's go ahead and keep moving on. let's go through the Springboard learning structure. So our structure and our curriculum is curated and it's project-based, so that means that it's all in-house, and we work with a lot of different dynamic programs to really make our curriculum really dynamic and unique and student-centered. So not only is it student-centered in that it's a project-based, so that we have students finish with a capstone project, and that's something that kind of encapsulates everything that is our intermediate data science course. So everything that you're learning throughout the curriculum, you'll be able to immediately implement it into your capstone project. This is something that I feel very passionate about. I come from an educational background, so it's really cool to see how much effort and work goes into curating our curriculum, and how really dynamic and student-centered it is. So a really cool component of our learning structure. Alongside of our curriculum, like I was saying earlier, you do have your 30-minute weekly one-on-one calls with your mentor. This is meant to act in accordance with the curriculum. So any times that you might be struggling or you might need some supplemental help, this is when you turn to your mentor, that industry expert. They'll be able to answer any questions that you might have, help you through different units, and help you kind of tweak and perfect your capstone project. So along with the curriculum, you have your mentor there to help you along the way as well. The next component of the learning structure is your online community. This is something that I am so excited about, and I really hope our students start to kind of use a little bit more, because it has begun to really grow and become a really useful, important component of our course structure and our learning structure. So the online community is located in your dashboard. So when you log in to look at the curriculum, you can also access the online community. In the online community, you'll have access to all of our orientation videos, office hour videos. That's where you'll find Andrew, your community manager. That's where you can ask peers and alumni for feedback. This does house everyone who's ever taken this course. You will always be a part of our online learning community, and you will always have access to the online community. So a lot of our students who have graduated and who are alumni just come back to help other students. It's a really cool way to get that peer-to-peer mentorship. Also, we find that a lot of our students who are taking the course maybe in a different cohort, so someone who started in August, still has the same access to the online community as you do now, who students who are just starting. So it's really cool to see the overlap and see how dynamic it can be, and we really find it a useful component, and something that I would really urge you all to be part of and to take a part of. So we'll kind of touch base on that in a little bit, a little later, but yeah, something just to be mindful. Our last component of the structure is our weekly office hours. Our weekly office hours are hosted by Mohammed and AJ, two of our mentors in our data science vertical. This is every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. This is a great time to ask questions that you might have to two different mentors who are not your mentors. You can also look at capstone projects. Students who are graduated can present capstone projects. We have time for career advice. We have special guests. It's just a really cool way to see a different side of data science that you might not see all the time when you're working through the curriculum. So I really suggest all of you to join us tomorrow, Thursday at 4 p.m. We're actually interviewing one of our mentors, Surgeon, who you guys will see in a little bit in our video. But Surgeon's a really great mentor with us, and someone who we've had on our team for a really long time. So we're going to be interviewing him and hearing his side of the mentorship and how maybe a mentor's perspective differs from a mentee's perspective. So yeah, love for you guys to join us for office hours tomorrow. But kind of the fourth and final component of our learning structure. So with the curriculum, mentor calls, online community, and office hours, we do feel that students really get to see that humanized component of online learning, and yeah, we really believe in our structure. Here are just some quick important notes going forward before we kind of move on, just some things to keep in the back of your mind. To complete the course, to apply to complete, you have to complete at least 60% of the curriculum and upload all of the projects, including the capstone project. So a lot of the times I'll get questions or emails from students kind of asking, what does it mean to complete complete, or how do I know if I've completed, it will be an automatic pop-up when you've hit the minimum requirements, and it's all kind of on your side. So it'll take you through a flow once you hit those minimum requirements. But yeah, we do ask students to complete all of the projects and the capstone projects, since we do pride ourselves on being a project-based curriculum. And the 60% of the curriculum is also the number is lower than 100 due to the fact that some of our students come in to the course with much more experience than others, and we don't want to make students do the exact same thing that they've already done before. So if you notice that, you know, a specific lesson in data camp you've already completed, that's kind of where that 60% can come in. Also, another quick reminder is that anytime you have logistical questions or billing questions, you might see Leo pop up on your dashboard or on your online page. He is just another member of our support team. He's someone who you can speak to immediately as well. So similar to a student advisor, you might be getting some emails from Leo as well, but he works more with the logistical and billing side, and he's kind of your automatic pop-up on the course dashboard page. So yeah, another great important member of our support team and another person here just to help you guys along the way. All right, so I'm sure all of you are tired of hearing my voice, so we're gonna get a little peek into the life of a mentor and hear about our mentors.
Come together. Now, along that way, I had at some points really good mentors. At some point, I didn't have mentors. And one of the things I've learned, and I apply to life, and I try to help out people whenever I can, is that having a mentor, having someone there that can explain things to you when you're stuck, kind of give you advice, is really invaluable. And really, there you can tell that difference when you see people interviewing or when you see people that are practicing, whether they had a good mentor.
I like working with students who, like myself, are learning coding from scratch. So I can totally understand how they're feeling and what they're feeling, and I can give them a lot of advice.
It makes me sort of blush to have you read what Raj wrote about me. I really had a wonderful relationship with him, and was really just, I don't know, I felt like the mentoring component of the Springboard course was one of the very best things about it. So it's nice to hear him say those nice things about me, but I feel like I could say just as good things about what an excellent teacher and how encouraging he was to me as I was learning.
We see it as a wonderful, opportunity to kind of pass down my experiences, good and bad, in this field with them, to share with them so that they're prepared once they get into the working world as a data scientist. And I'm learning as well, as much as they're learning from me. So those are the best calls to do, where almost the time just passes by in half an hour, and it's just a lovely experience. And it's not just mentees; it's more, they're going to become possibly lifelong friends as well.
Right now, it is the place where you would definitely love to be. So try and don't take pressure that, oh, I have to learn so many algorithms and I have to do so much of theoretical understanding. Start in steps and try to use whatever knowledge that you have presently, how it could be related to data science and data engineering, and that will really help you to make a transition into that field very easily.
Because, I mean, one of the great values of having a mentor is having somebody you can kind of lean on if you get stuck. But it's also a good time to learn a lot of the intangibles of data science. So, what do data scientists do day to day? How do you deal with interviewing? How is a data science project set up? All of these other kind of little questions that people want to know, but it's not necessarily in the textbooks.
So yeah, just a quick view of how the mentors' kind of day-to-day lives differ and are similar as mentees. And some of those who are interviewed in that call might be your mentor. So kind of the last component of our orientation is how you can use the most of the course, types of tips and tricks that differentiate students who are truly successful. For those of you who have just joined us, if you don't mind muting yourselves, we might hear some kind of background noise. Here, we should be great. Cool. So like I said, some tips and tricks. First tip is time management. So what does that mean and what does that entail? It's really about setting realistic goals and prioritizing this course above other things, making sure you have ways to manage interruptions early on. This course is difficult. There are times where you might struggle, and we really want you instead of feeling overwhelmed when those unavoidable and possible interruptions might come into play. You'll have a game plan on how to move forward and how to prioritize yourself and your educational journey above other things. I know we all have really busy lives and families and social lives, but I think this is a really cool, important time for you as adult learners to pave the way into your data science career and data science future. So yeah, just set those goals ahead of time. And again, utilize me for this if you need to, or if you're interested in that. I know a lot of the times I have weekly calls with students just as a check-in point and just as someone they can be accountable to help avoid procrastination, to make sure that someone is checking in on them and that they're accountable to someone outside of their mentor. So like I said, time management is just number one of the most important tools in succeeding in this course. You might notice that on your online dashboard you have a study plan. So this is optional. If you'd like to use the study plan, you can go ahead and do that. It gives you a rough estimate of how much time you'll have to devote to the course each week to be able to complete the course in the desired amount of time. So you can see that toggle. You can kind of move it to decide how much time you're willing to devote. Again, set really realistic goals. If you're not able to devote 10 to 15 hours a week to something, then be mindful that the course might take a little bit longer than expected. So yeah, just time management, setting those goals early on and getting your mindset ready for this is the number one tip that we hear from students and alumni alike. Speaking of the timeline, here's just a rough overview of what is to come. Today, October 31st, is your orientation. On Friday, November 2nd, is when you'll find out who your mentor is and you will get that mentor match email. On the 5th, Monday the 5th, the course officially starts. And you can kind of see a rough estimate of when it would maybe look, what time it might be when you end or might start to apply to complete the course. So it really depends on, again, how much time you're willing to devote, what does your background look like. But yeah, a quick rough timeline, a rough estimate of how long the course might take for you. The second tip that we've heard from students, alumni, and mentors is to develop that mentor relationship. So this is a really, like I said, important component and a pillar of support that you'll have in this course. So being really just kind and open and honest with your mentor is really going to help you going forward. We suggest that in your first call with your mentor, you quickly go over your background, your learning goals, what you expect out of this class, what's your expectations for the course, how long would you like to complete the course, and what's your course pace. And also go ahead and get those backup video call links. So maybe give them your phone number if you guys only have Zoom, or get their Skype or Google Hangout information, because inevitably something's going to come up when one technical device doesn't work. You want to have something as a backup so last minute you don't have to cancel a call with your mentor. On your online dashboard below, you can see a screenshot of what it'll look like when it's time to have your mentor call. This is where you will contact your mentor, set the agenda for each call, and you can also score how well the call went and decide if you would like to send that information to me or not. So this is a place where if you know I'm in chapter 3, data wrangling, I'm really struggling with this. I can't figure out how to find a clean data set. I really don't know what to do. In that agenda, write that all out. Let your mentor know ahead of time so they can come prepared to the call. This will be beneficial for not only you, but also your mentor so that they can help you the best that they can. And always make sure to communicate with your mentor and I if you ever need to miss a call or reschedule. Most of the time our mentors are really flexible. We understand that life happens, but we do try and stick to the call time, which is why it's so important for you to input your availability as well as your mentors, which is a key component in how we match student and mentors. So yeah, very excited for you guys to develop your mentor relationship really soon. The last tip is to engage in the community, something that I think I spoke about earlier. It's so important to put yourself out there. Like I said, we are in an online community, so the more vulnerable you can be, the better, I truly believe. I think it's really cool to let other students know maybe what works really well. What are you struggling on? Odds are someone's going to have the exact same emotions and feelings and questions that you are. So The more open we all are, I think the more we can get out of the community. This is where, like I said, Andrew lives. This is where you can create and join study groups. This is where you can attend office hours and find office hours or watch recorded versions of our office hours, and also request topics. I mean, they are curated for our students. So if you guys have any really cool ideas or want to see something specific, we would love to change those office hours and make them better for you. I know in the past we've done sports analytics office hours or, you know, career coaching office hours. So please request something that you like, and the more communicative and open and honest and the more you participate in the community, the better. So yeah, third and final tip is to engage and yeah, get to know your cohort, get to know other alumni and other students in the course, because I think that's kind of how we learn the best, is learning from others and getting to know others around us. Awesome. So what happens next? Just go ahead and make sure you've read over that first getting started section on your course dashboard before your first mentor call, just so you both are on the same page and you're kind of ready and prepared for that first call. Even though it's kind of early, I like to remind students and to urge students to start thinking about their project topics. Pretty early on, you'll have to think of 3 different ideas for your project, for your capstone project. So if you have any really cool ideas now, start brainstorming while you have the free time, and start kind of thinking of things you might be interested in finding a data set in, or where you can find clean data sets. You will also be able to meet your mentor in an email very soon. So on Friday, I'll be sending that email out. So be prepared for that. And just a quick reminder that the 7-day refund period ends Sunday, November 4th. So if this course isn't for you, we're super transparent about that, and happy to refund you if need be. But yeah, what happens next is we're excited to have you join us, and we thank you for continuing your data science career with us. And yeah, I think we're actually pretty good on time right now. So I would love to answer any questions that you guys might have. I have a hard stop at 11:30, but here to help with any questions you might have, or just want to say hi. Would love to answer anything.
Hi, Molly. Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't have any questions, but good presentation, and thank you for kind of clarifying everything for me.
Yeah, happy to help. Thanks so much for saying that. Really appreciate it. Excited to meet all of you guys and chat more online. Any other questions, concerns, comments? All right, well, I'm fine with staying online for the next couple of minutes. So if anyone has any specific questions, or if they prefer to add them in the chat box, if you don't have a microphone with you, or you feel uncomfortable joining us on screen, feel free to ask the questions in the chat box. I'll read them out.
Yeah, I had a question. Can we do a project that involves time series? That's what I'd like to do.
That's something that I would suggest you talking to your mentor about. Sadly, I am not a data scientist, so I might not have the best answer for you. But yeah, I think a lot of the time mentors are super open and they love to have students who have creative different ideas. So I'm under the impression that that's fine, but I would definitely check with the mentor on that first. Great question. Are any students really interested in going into the career track after the intermediate course?
I was really wondering what is in the career track that's not in the intermediate track.
Great question. So the career track works with both R and Python, and goes a little bit deeper into both coding languages. It's also a little more rigorous and intense, and it offers a job guarantee or your money back at the end of the course. So there's a lot of other stipulations that come along with that, but basically, I think the career track is more for students who are really trying to change careers, shift specifically into a data scientist, data analyst role, and have a really deep background in R and Python.
Would any of like the work from this apply as credit to the career track curriculum?
Some of them overlap for sure. I guess I'm not 100% sure what specific chapters do overlap, but I do know that a lot of our students who complete either the introduction course or the intermediate course go on to the career track because they feel that really prepares them for what's to come in the career track. And a lot of the information that might have taken a really long time in the course, you'll be able to kind of breeze through in a lot quicker way. Great questions. Anyone else? Okay, well, like I said, I have 5 more minutes here, so I can stay for questions. Feel free if you guys have a hard stop to drop out of the call. And yeah, I'm excited to send your mentor information to you guys very soon. Also, if anyone just is in the New York area, we're going to be having, or I guess East Coast in general, and you're willing to fly, we're going to be having a meetup in New York really soon. So we'll be sending more information out shortly, but in November, and we're looking at November 15th right now. So if anyone is near the area, we're going to be having a Springboard meetup and happy hour. So more information to come.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, feel free to email me if you have any other questions going forward. Otherwise, best of luck in the course, and I'm excited to see what all you can accomplish. All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.